West has been. So we did have Golden State a slighter favorite than the Cavaliers to have that long-term success, but with the Kevin Love injuries, it creates a few more questions now.
Okay, so what were the Cavs' odds to win the NBA championship before the injuries and suspension, everything that happened Sunday in Boston?
Before, we had the Cavs at around 2-1 to win the NBA championship, closer to 3-2, so plus 150. We now have them closer at about 3-1. I mean, out of any player of the big three, LeBron being the obvious one, I mean, if you had to lose Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love, Love is the guy you kind of prefer to lose. He's someone that was a bit out of place all season, someone that was getting awkward minutes, someone that struggled defensively. I mean, Tristan Thompson coming in there is going to be a big letdown for the Cavs in that spot, but all things considered, I think they're going to have a tougher series versus Chicago, Atlanta, if it gets that far.
No, and look, playing without Kevin Love is a lot like how they played the first half of the season, where he was almost non-existent. So there is a little bit of precedent for it. Pat Morrow joining us. He's the head oddsmaker at bovada.lv. What about, you spoke about the series with the Bulls. How much does it change in terms of odds and how Vegas feels about a team when they get stretched out between Atlanta and Chicago being pushed to at least 6, potentially 7-game series?
What we've seen so far, especially in the last week, and this goes with the caveat that some of the Bucks have won 2 in a row, we saw all of a sudden the Chicago Bulls, it was supposed to be a 2-team race in terms of our future betting. Just over a week ago, we had the Bulls as high as 12-1 to win the Eastern Conference. Even with last night's loss, we have them all the way down to 4-1. So all of a sudden, it's become a 3-team race. The Kevin Love injury has created a scenario where, the Cavs aren't just going to skate to the NBA Finals. And all of a sudden, the Hawks are 2-2, and they're playing the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty there that has, and that kind of stuff is good for us for the most part. It creates betting that comes just offside, just not entirely Cleveland betting or not entirely Atlanta betting, and it lets us sprinkle around those wagers a little bit with that kind of uncertainty.
Is the public even stronger in their support? I know everybody likes Steph Curry, and as you pointed out, they were the favorites heading into the playoffs, but considering how everything is kind of, you got an injury to Mike Conley, who, even after the loss last night, they're still expected to play, and they're already done. They're going to be rested when the series starts, whether it's Sunday or after Sunday. I'm guessing that public money is coming in even stronger on the Golden State Warriors now?
To an extent, we already had them so low. We had them as even money favorites just to win the Western Conference. And as stacked as that conference is, that's kind of crazy. But with this Golden State Warrior team, we're talking really about almost like a once-in-a-generation team. Looking at their regular season efficiency numbers, we're talking about maybe a top 5 or 6 all-time just regular season team, and a Western Conference that, in my lifetime, I can't remember ever being this loaded. That's how good this team is. And I'll be honest, myself, I was able to get plus 120 on the Golden State Warriors to win the Western Conference, and I bet that because I thought that they were closer to a 50-50 shot outright just to win it. And as much as that Game 3 comeback cost us a lot of money, Bovada, with our new live betting product, the fact that the Pelicans were up 20 in the third quarter cost us just over 6 figures in that comeback. It kind of justifies the fact that, I'm a fan of this team. This is a team that knows what they're doing. Their efficiency offensively and defensively are off the charts. And it's fantastic that so many other teams in the Western Conference are prolonging their series. Everyone thought the Spurs would, especially after the first 2 games, have a little bit more success against the Clippers, but that's going to be a tough battle for them. Clippers have this time to rest. They're young. They're good. Great coach. It's hard for me to conceive of any team coming out of the West that's not the Golden State Warriors right now.
Pat Morrow, head oddsmaker at bovada.lv. Doug Gottlieb Show, CBS 4, trading Clips and Spurs tonight. That should be a good one. Clips are a 2-point favorite at home. That's the series that I can't get enough of in the Western Conference playoffs. Let's move to the Derby. I know the draw hasn't come out, but for somebody who's, and obviously people who bet on a horse, on the ponies more often, they know this. Is there a horse that is the most affected by the draw?
As of yet, we haven't seen one that's most affected. We have seen one that's been far and away the most public darling. Far right at 33-1 is something that, and we kind of post our speculative futures 6 months leading to the Derby with hundreds of different horses going in. And with some of our sharper bettors, Far Right has been someone that it's a horse, not a person, is a horse that's been very popular the entire way and represents our entire liability. Now, when it comes to that draw and what it means on Derby Day, right now, right from the beginning, we've had American Pharaoh as the most important horse, or the most likely to win horse, for about the last 4 months or so now. And as a result, he also has been the most bet horse, but because of how many different horses we have out there, we still have a significant win if he's the first one to cross the finish line.
All right, Pacquiao Mayweather this weekend. Mayweather still the favorite. Where's public money coming in?
It's been coming on nonstop on Pacquiao ever since we first opened it. We opened Mayweather as high as minus 300. We have him as low as minus 215 now. And I don't know if it's the personality. I don't know if it's everyone just likes to sneeze and have a good chance to lose. But we cannot get enough money on Mayweather right now. Everyone wants to pass. So we've deflated the number so much compared to what we expect to happen. We're expecting Mayweather win. We're expecting Mayweather win by decision, which is, kind of an unexciting climax. But if Pacquiao were to win, and if Pacquiao were to win before it goes to decision, we could see a liability loss that would probably be more than the Super Bowl just passed.
Wow. Pat Morrow from bovada.lv. This is not the norm for a Mayweather fight, though, right? I mean, the public is not normally on the other side, correct?
No, for better or for worse, we are generally aligned with Mayweather when it comes to these fights. He's speaking a much larger favorite than he is in this bout here. I'd have to think this is the shortest money line that we've booked him at since I've been working at Bovada. And I don't know, it's part of that feeds into the psychology of bettors thinking, yeah, this is our spot, this is our chance. And I mean, let's be honest, Mayweather is an easy person to cheer against if you are a casual bettor. But if we lose this fight, forget the rest of the year. We do UFC, we do boxing betting all day, every week, every month. We'll be down the rest of the year if Pacquiao wins this fight.
Wow. Pat Morrow from oddsmaker at bovada.lv. Pat, thanks so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate your insight and telling us what the public thinks and obviously what you guys think as a group that does it for a living. Appreciate you being our guest on CBS Sports Radio.
Absolute pleasure, Doug.
Pleasure's mine. Bovada.lv. They obviously have Jameis Winston as the favorite to be drafted number 1. They have all kinds of futures odds on Thursday's NFL draft. I just thought you should... The idea that we all, well, maybe not we all, many of us sit there and go like, all right, whatever flaws Pacquiao has with ego and, with the senator, he's a singer, he can't sing, he's a basketball player, can't hoop. Like, that kind of stuff can irritate you in terms of the ego with the sycophants that clearly surround him. Most people want him to win because you don't want Mayweather to not just get the money, but when you hear the stories about Mayweather, you probably don't like him. He doesn't just have money, he's not just good, he knows he's good. He's the hot chick who knows she's hot, and then tells you how hot she is. Kind of the Britt McHenry sort of way of handling himself. But very dangerous to bet with your heart like that, instead of with your head. And Pacquiao has not looked great. 855-2124-CBS. So here's what I was going to tell you. So